An airplane weighs over 400,000 kilos. It lands at speeds faster than a Formula One car. And yet, the moment those tires hit the runway, they go from 0 to full speed instantly, without exploding. Now, here's the weird part. Some airplane tires have tiny spikes sticking out of them. Spikes on something that's supposed to roll smoothly? That makes no sense. But once you understand why they're there, you'll never look at airplane wheels the same way again. Scale and context. Think about this. When a plane lands, its tires aren't spinning in the air. They're completely still. Then, in less than a fraction of a second, they slam into the runway and instantly match speeds of over 250 kilometers an hour. That's like dropping a car from the sky and expecting the wheels to catch up instantly without tearing apart. This shouldn't work, but it does, every single day. So what's really happening down there? Historical backstory. Back in the early days of aviation, engineers faced a serious problem. Planes were getting faster and heavier, but tires kept burning out, wearing down, or even failing on landing. They realized something surprising. The issue wasn't just the rubber. It was what happened in the first split second of contact. That tiny moment was the most dangerous part of the entire landing. Core cyclification. To understand this, you only need to know 3 simple things. Airplane tires hit the ground at extreme speed. They experience massive friction instantly, and heat and stress build up in milliseconds. That's it. Now, here's where things get interesting. Deep explanation. How it works. Imagine dragging a stationary rubber block across rough ground at 250 kilometers an hour. That's basically what happens when airplane tires touch down. For a split second, the tire isn't rolling, it's skidding. And that skid creates insane friction, which generates extreme heat and wear. Now here's the clever part. Those tiny spikes you see, they're not actually spikes. They're called vent spews. When airplane tires are manufactured, tiny holes are left in them on purpose. These holes allow trapped air and gases to escape during the curing process. As the tire is used, a small amount of rubber pushes out through these holes, forming little rubber spikes. But here's where it gets crazy. Those spikes aren't just leftover material. They actually play a role in how the tire behaves during landing. Deeper explanation. When the tire hits the runway and starts skidding, those tiny rubber projections help break the smooth surface contact. Think of it like this. Instead of one large area scraping the ground, you now have many tiny points interacting with the surface. This helps slightly reduce initial friction shock, distribute heat more evenly, and control how the tire grips and transitions into rolling. It's a small detail, but at 250 kilometers an hour, small details matter a lot. Rehook. But that's not the full story, because airplane tires are hiding something even extremer. Surprising details. Most people don't know this. Airplane tires are filled with nitrogen, not regular air, to prevent explosions from heat buildup. They can handle loads of over 30 tons per tire, and during landing, they can go from 0 to full speed in less than half a second. Also, pilots often don't even rely on the tires alone to stop. They use reverse thrust and powerful braking systems because the stress on those tires is just too extreme. Real-world application. So during a real landing, here's what happens. The plane touches down, the tires skid for a split second. The spikes help manage that transition. The tires spin up instantly, brakes engage, reverse thrust kicks in, and somehow this massive machine comes to a smooth stop. All thanks to a system where even the smallest details, like tiny rubber spikes, play a role. Conclusion. So those spikes you noticed, they're not a mistake.
They're not damage. They're a side effect of smart engineering that helps manage one of the most violent moments in aviation. It's a reminder that sometimes the smallest, weirdest details exist for the biggest reasons.